Electric cars are all the rage. When you go electric, you're not just saving polar bears, you're also making a fashion statement. You're hip, you're a trendsetter. You recycle your plastic bags. You are part of the solution, not part of the problem. Well, there is a problem with that. You see, most electric cars are small city dwellers with barely enough room to fit the groceries. What space they do have is usually crammed with batteries, so they have just enough range to get from here to there. Back again? Yeah, you'll need to charge the car for 8 hours first. Deep down inside, what people really want are large SUVs that can fit a family of 4 plus their friends. They may not get great gas mileage, but they're comfortable, capable, and right now, gas is cheap. As for the polar bears, I bet they're smelly anyhow. So how can these two worlds possibly come together? Is there any hope for a green world that also allows us to take all our stuff with us? Maybe there is, and it comes from an unlikely place: Germany. This is the 2016 BMW X5 xDrive40e. At first blush, it looks not unlike any other large SUV. It's got four-wheel drive, loads of space in the trunk, and a large comfortable cabin with a wonderful panorama sunroof. It is, in short, what people want to drive. But this BMW is different. You see, this is the first of BMW's new line of plug-in hybrids. What does that mean? Well, a plug-in hybrid has a lot in common with traditional electric cars, in that they can operate without using a drop of gas. However, they also have a complete gas drivetrain to give you all the benefits of petrol when you need it. Want to drive to Texas tomorrow? No problem. Range anxiety is non-existent. Forget to plug it in overnight? Johnny Gas Engines got your back. Now, there are already some electrics like the BMW i3 you see here that do feature range extender gas motors, but that's not the same thing. With the range extender, the gas motor is more of a generator, not the actual source of movement. With this X5 xDrive40e, a 241 horsepower 2-liter 4-cylinder provides the bulk of the thrust, along with a 111 horsepower electric motor that adds to it. In total, you're looking at a system that puts out a total of 309 horsepower, which is more than enough to push this X5 forward with haste. Now, during my week with this vehicle, I did spend the time to charge it, and I was able to get about 12-13 miles on a full charge in pure electric mode, which was really neat. It's still not quite enough to run completely as an electric all the time, unless your commute was minuscule. It is super quiet in here. I mean, you have some really good sound deadening, but then right now I'm running in pure electric mode. I can't hear the engine. All I hear is the wind and the tires, and that's always very cool. If I hit the throttle though, you know, it is a BMW and it's got a fair amount of thrust, the kind of propulsion that you really expect from a car company that calls itself the ultimate driving machine. But because this is a plug-in hybrid, it can also use just the electric motor for crosstown commutes, which means you don't need to use a drop of gas unless you want to. Now, there is a price to pay for all this awesomeness, $71,695 to be exact. Also, the batteries have to go somewhere. In this case, it makes for a smaller trunk compared to the standard X5. But all things considered, those are some pretty reasonable compromises. Now, the things that I'm not terribly fond of on this car are really more just BMW eccentricities, like the fact that if I keep the car on and I get out of the vehicle, when I close the door, it shuts the car off. So I get back into the vehicle and I try to drive and it won't drive because it shut the car off automatically. That's really annoying. When I first saw this xDrive40e, I thought it would be a ridiculous attempt to modernize a dinosaur. But what I got was really a revelation. It's like the moment that you realize a chimichanga is really just a fried burrito, but it's so good you can't really call it a burrito anymore. It's transformed. Here we have the same idea. It's the old SUV format, but transformed into something much better.